What up? T-Bob here.
And Jake as well.
And look at you. You done stumbled upon little OTB Saints, where we bring you all the latest black and gold coverage.
Who are the Saints going to draft? Who's going to be their quarterback? What does the salary cap look like? All that information and more.
Hope you enjoy it. Like, subscribe. Jake, do you want to hear the funniest headline I've ever read?
I feel like that's saying something.
From today's Times-Picayune. Quote, here's what Saints kicker Blake Grupe has to say about the team's ongoing coaching search. Are you excited to know what Blake Grupe has to say, Jake?
I cannot wait to find out what the kicker of the team, who's like 3 missed field goals away from not being the kicker, has to say about the coaching search.
He said, quote, a decision will be made soon.
That's it?
Yeah. Well, he did go on to say, quote, I don't need to know the offense, man. I just need to keep kicking. So that's what Blake Grupe had to say about the ongoing coaching search for the New Orleans Saints.
All right.
Now, what did Zach Baun have to say about what happened in New Orleans versus what happened in Philadelphia? For what it's worth, you know, many of the questions were kind of leading Zach, say, is it an organizational failure on the Saints' part for not putting you where you needed to be, not putting you in position to succeed, playing your right position, well, et cetera, et cetera. And Baun was he's very gracious, you know, which of course he is, right? I mean, the guy's fresh off a first-team All-Pro season where he was a green dot for the Philadelphia Eagles. He had 151 tackles this year, 5 forced fumbles, 3.5 sacks, 1 pick, stuffing the stat sheet, playing with supreme confidence. A man who can reflect on the adversity that led him here to the glory. But for what it's worth, he did not blame the New Orleans Saints for not finding him. He kind of put it on himself, saying that he had to kind of find himself. But I don't know, man. I kind of feel like we should speak for Zach here because I just don't know that I agree. Because Philadelphia signed him to be that pass rusher and mainly like a core special teamer. But then when Vic Fangio got eyes on him, he saw, oh, wait, this guy can play linebacker.
Yeah.
And it worked out perfectly. So as gracious as Zach is trying to be, I don't agree. I think it was an organizational failure because they didn't recognize with him. Now, I get it. You have DeMario Davis. You have Pete Werner. They're good as well. That becomes a bit tough. But credit to a defensive mind like Vic Fangio for finding that Aladdin-esque diamond in the rough.
I mean, but he was a player that I don't think you had to find the needle in the haystack. I think you just didn't do a good enough job of realizing what you had. Because when he was drafted, we talked about this on Monday, he was a third-round pick, but everybody was surprised that he fell to the third round. Like, it was a shocking thing. Very talented player at Wisconsin, did multiple things for them, and it just never felt like he had an opportunity in New Orleans, not the right opportunity. You try to kind of make him something that he wasn't. And so, because you can't just go from not good enough to play on a team that missed the playoffs to first-team All-Pro on a Super Bowl team and not have what it takes to be a dude in the NFL. Like, the Eagles coaches are good. They ain't that good. They didn't just magically turn a guy into his 5th year in his career into an All-Pro. It was there. You just didn't get it out of him. Like, you didn't put him in those positions to succeed and show you what he could do.
No, I mean, that's okay. It's like we talked about yesterday. What is my favorite trait that a coach has? And it's very tough, but it is to correctly identify my personnel and how to best employ them, right? It's probably the single most important trait you can have. It's something that is maybe the most important or the most impressive piece about Kellen Moore up to this point, is that here's this guy that was so pass-happy, so pass-first, so fancy-pants offense, and then he gets to Philly. He sees what he has. He has Saquon Barkley. He has Jalen Hurts who can bring a really tough element to the running game, and he manages to put together an offense that, I mean, Jake, Saquon Barkley's 30 yards away from breaking the NFL single-season rushing record. If you include the playoffs in 1998, Terrell Davis went for over 2,400 yards. Barkley already over 2,400. Come Sunday, he could eclipse the 2,500-yard mark in a single NFL season. And that's a credit to Kellen Moore for highlighting that, identifying that. And here's the other reason, though, Jake, why I don't agree with Baun's take that it was on him, is because we're in the NFL awards tomorrow. Thursday.
What's today?
Today's Wednesday.
Wednesday?
Yep, today's Wednesday.
All right.
Day after Memphis' birthday. Happy birthday again, Memphis.
Yeah, shut up.
So tomorrow they are going to give out NFL Defensive Player of the Year. And you are going to see in the final nominee list Zach Baun and Trey Hendrickson.
Ooh.
Both for Defensive Player of the Year, you know? Not fan Pro Bowl voting. not just, he's good. No, the literal top award you can win as a defender, and it was a pass rusher and a linebacker that you had in-house. And even crazier on the Hendrickson front. Deeply ironic about Hendrickson's success in particular. You draft Peyton Turner. You draft Marcy Davenport. Like, you have been trying to find that guy. You had that guy.
Isaiah Foskey.
You had that guy.
Ooh, Foskey.
And you let him go.
Second rounder. Oof.
Foskey for like Fosk me. You know? Jeez, dude. I mean, think if you still had Anzalone, Chauncey Gardner-Johnson. You would have an incredible young core of defenders that would make you relevant and open up a championship window.
Yeah, Marcus May on a big free agent deal. That went well.
I mean, really think about Hendrickson. All the resources that you have spent trying to find a pass rusher, and you had one that led the NFL in sacks this year. And it's not like he wasn't good. This isn't even Zach Baun's situation. He was coming off a 13-sack season when you let him walk.
Yeah.
What the? What, Mick? What is going on, bro? Come on now.
He's too busy trying to find a path for Dennis Allen to be Tom Landry and Bill Walsh.
Look, just never forget, just because the record was the record, just because you have two guys that you let walk out the building as finalists for NFL Defensive Player of the Year, none of that evidence means they're doing anything wrong, according to Mickey Loomis. I'm literally not even putting words in his mouth. That is exactly what he said. It doesn't mean we're doing anything wrong. Well, Mick, if you can't accept the truth, how are things going to change, dude? Like, I hope Kellen Moore ends up being that lottery ticket because you need it. You need it. Right now, you're looking more and more like Crassus as each and every day goes on, and the Parthians are starting to surround you. If Kellen Moore doesn't work out, your head's going to be paraded around in a stick in the desert. Sans water to be found. Crazy, man. Crazy.
It's not good, Bob. It is not good. And whenever a decision is finally made as far as who's going to be the leader of this team next season, maybe some things start to change. You hope that they find somebody in the draft that's going to be a game changer for them, but they have so many needs. It's like, where do you go? This man does not like draft choices, regardless of what he tells you. That's just the facts. I mean, they have drafted the least amount of players of anybody during his time with the New Orleans Saints. That's just facts as well. So I don't really know where your hope's going to be. You don't have the cap space to be, bring in anybody that's going to be a game changer either. You got a quarterback situation. Derek Carr's making this amount of money. Do you go Carr? Do you go Spencer Rattler? Do you go somewhere else? So many questions. No answers. Like, not enough answers. No answers right now. They don't even have a coach. The Super Bowl is being played, and you don't have a coach. And I know it could be from somebody that's coaching this Super Bowl, but that's even been up and down. It's been, well, no, he's definitely out. He's not interested. Oh, no, he's back in. So, like, even that's been fumbled.
Yeah.
Just please keep your draft choices this time too, Mickey. Like, draft the players with the choices. Your roster needs an overhaul. Draft the players.
If they trade another draft pick, if they trade up, unless it's for a quarterback, that'd be the only acceptable thing. But there doesn't seem to be the market there anyway.
The early 70s, the last time they did it.
If they trade up in this draft, I'm going to feel like Billy Bob Thornton in Bad Santa when they're playing checkers and Herman Merman's sitting there and he's kind of, he's thinking about a movie, brings back. He's thinking about a movie, brings back. And then he, hops three pieces. Like, are you effing with me, Mick? Come on, dude. Don't you dare, bro. Don't you freaking dare. Wow, just amazing black and gold takes right there, Jake.
I don't think I've ever heard any takes that are better than the two guys that just gave you that take.
And you can keep getting them by going ahead and liking, subscribing, ringing the bell to get notifications when we post. Have a great day. We'll see you on the next OTB Saints.